Good evening, everybody, and how the devil are you on this still drizzly up here and cold evening? But that's by the by. We're going to have some fun and do something. So I'll bring the guys in. Who's in at the moment? We've got Mark in, and we've got Chris of the Dragons in as well. I am expecting a few other people coming in. Some people are running late, so they will be coming in as and when, as long as I get reminders, because I don't always look at the screen. I'll put you guys back in the background. Right, what am I doing tonight? I haven't even got it on the lid yet. Silly Billy. Right, what I'm doing tonight, I'm going to be turning another box, because I like turning boxes. This one's going to be out of a piece of rippled olive ash. I'm just measuring up at the moment. I'm just guesstimating this by eye. Pop that on. Oh, best take that out. Put that on. I did hear mention in the chat about maybe I'm doing colouring tonight. I may well do colouring tonight, since I said I was going to this week. But this box will have an inlay in the lid. I've got a wee piece of burr elm. Not a hell of a lot of burr in it, but it'll be a contrast to the ash anyway. And if I am colouring this tonight, it will be the Hampshire Sheen intrinsic colours, and I will be using the ruby.
Okay. Shall I read out who's in the chat?
Yep, please, if you don't mind, Mark.
Right, we've got Paul Lockwood, Spinning Wood Dodger, Wood Wizardry by Colin, Barry's Woodturning, Di Prout, Douglas Mungham, John S.
I think I saw Joe Senior in there. Joe Senior in there as well.
Yeah, in a minute. Festive greetings from Mike. Just working down through the list. Barry Fisher, Malcolm Douglas, Brian at Heartwood Turning, Circular Wood by Keith, Andy H is for turning, Rick has rough works, I said. Ivy Woodshed, Robert Nye, Clive Rogerson, Bill, who else we got? Just going down the list. Ruby Clare, hi Ruby. Brent Beecroft, Martin of Woody's Creations, Ian Leonard, Joe Senior, that's it, bottom of the list.
Ran, good evening, everybody. So this piece of ash is about, well, it's around about 3 1/4 diameter, coming up to around about 4 1/2 long. I'm just going to stick some lovely grain in here. It will take colour very well, this, so yeah, I'll probably be colouring.
Oh, I missed a few. My list didn't update. I do apologise. We've got Robert Dolman, Terry from TJ Turning, Jeff Christie, Harold Golden, Jenny Smith, Joe Senior, Lovins to Turn, Harry McDill, IDR Woodturning, Hodgepodge, Henry Morgan, Lauren Brigager, Kaz is in. Hi, Kaz. Caitlin the cat. I think that's it. 71 in, Wayne.
Oh my life. It was about 20 in just before we started. Thanks everybody for coming along. Right, that's the tenons done. That's what I'll do. I've got a tenon on either end, on both ends I should say. Because I'll be probably turning the lid separately. So what I'll do, I'll just take this off and I'm going to put on the piece of burr elm that I'm going to use as an inlay, just to get that turned down to around as well. And again, I'm going to guesstimate the middle.
Chisky Wood Creations and Colin Izzard are in.
Grand.
Sorry, Colin. It's because there's so many of you.
Oh, Cuz is in. Good evening, Cuz.
Hiya, cuz. Not seen you for a while.
So is there a knack to turning a square to a round then, Wayne?
A knack.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I always use the rough and gouge, as you can see. And what you want to do is you have the bevel, try and get the bevel pointing in the direction that you're cutting. You always try and get the bevel. It doesn't matter which sort of cut you're doing, whether it's the rough and gouge, whether it's the spindle gouge on spindle work, bowl gouge, whatever. You always try to get the bevel in the direction you're cutting. Because when you do that, when you're cutting in a straight line, obviously you're just going straight along the tool post. But when you're doing curves or anything, if you have the bevel, as you can see, I've got the bevel cutting that way. And if I'm putting a curve on here, I'm taking the bevel round like that.
Right.
So the bevel is always following the cut. And that's basically the secret. What you do, see, and you can alter the cut. You can have this straight in. Always have the bevel on first. If you've got the bevel on the piece of wood, you're perfectly safe. There's nothing going to happen. And then what you do is bring the handle up until you start getting the cut. That's the cut just starting there, and you take it along. Okay, so that's a nice straight cut. You can get deeper cuts by doing that, but what I tend to do is have it at around about 45 degrees. So again, bevel on, introduce the cut, and then you go straight along. Now, what you're also trying to do when you're doing any sort of cut, especially on spindle work, is try and go downhill. And by downhill, I mean you're going from the outside of the piece down towards the center. And the reason you're doing that, it doesn't look very good on this because you don't really have straight grain on this. Usually it's straight grain when you're doing spindle work. And what you're trying to do is cut down. Whenever you're cutting back up, I'll explain this with my straws. If you imagine that's a piece of work, spindle work, so you've got the grain running straight like this. So you've got the end grain here, which a lot of people have difficulty cutting. But if you're cutting down the way, from the outside down towards the center, you're actually cutting with the grain and you're pressing the grain down behind the cut. If you're coming up, you're actually digging these pieces out like this, which is why you get tear out.
Right, that makes a lot of sense.
So you always try and go down. Now, I'll show you how, when I'm cleaning the box out, how I deal with end grain, because a lot of people seem to have trouble when they're trying to cut end grain. I'm just going to check this. Oh, I have got a little bit to play with there, just so I can get it into the chuck. Not a hell of a lot, but a little bit.
Jixie's shed is in, along
Hey,
with
Dixie.
Bill Walton. There's somebody else in. Somebody else as well.
I'll do fine.
Spinning wood it in.
Yeah, I said him.
Right, so that's the.
Douglas Mungham's in.
I will be parting some of this off. I'll get the other end. In fact, I'll get the other end cleaned off now. That'll be the best thing to do. Just get that straightened off. But I will be, once this is fastened in the chuck, I will be parting some of this off. I'll probably make the diameter smaller so it'll look better in the box lid as well.
We've got Debbie Beardsall, Duncan
Hey,
the Demon Barber, and Billy Burt. Hello, Billy.
Hiya, Billy.
Hi,
Not seen you for a while.
Hi, Billy.
How are you
Hope you're
keeping?
feeling
I
all
hope
right.
you're keeping a bit better. And Nancy, I believe your wife's name is, isn't it? I may well be wrong there.
Hope you're doing all right.
Just get this centre out and I'll get the chuck on.
Yeah, Billy was getting very Christmassy on Facebook this week. It was quite funny. Kept me smiling, fella.
I saw the post where he said, I don't always jingle, but when I do, I jingle all the way. It's very funny.
Right, which bit's going to be the top? This is the other thing you've got to decide when you, especially when you're doing something that's got a bit of character in the grain. You want to be having a look and see what's going to look good as the body and what's going to look better as the top. Now, I have got a hell of a lot of character around this area. And although I do shape my boxes, I think that'll still look good on the bottom.
He says he's doing about as well as can be expected, thanks. And Norma is as well.
Norma. Sorry, not Nancy. Norma. Right, I'll move on to my spindle gouge. No, in fact, no, I won't. What I will do, I will part this off. I'll part the top off. Just so I can get things sorted. Parting gouge. Chisel, I should say. I'll take the top off about there. Now that's the thing about using the parting chisel as well. If I put this onto the side camera, what you don't do with the parting chisel is go straight in, because that's using it like a scraper. Okay? What you do with the parting chisel is, again, introduce the bevel first, then start bringing your handle up till you're getting the cut. And what you're trying to do is like start from here, and by the time you finish your cut, we're bringing the handle up, you're right down at the center point by the time you finish your cut.
JP's in. Hi, JP.
Evening, JP.
Jennifer Stoughton's in.
Hey, Jennifer.
JP, never heard of him.
Oh, he's got a big beard. Lives in France.
Ah, that's the one. That beard is really going some now, isn't it?
It's yeah, starting to take on a life of its own.
We'll be having songbirds in there soon enough.
Robert Lapsley's in. Hi, Robert.
Hi, Bob. Right, take the tailstock away. While I just get rid of the rest of this. Just clean that bit up a bit. Right, now we'll do a bit of shape on the box itself.
Emma, Mum Dragon TT's in. Good evening, Emma.
Emma Mundragon TT, never heard of her.
Otherwise known as the Dust Collector.
You should meet that, Chris. She's quite a nice lass.
Really? I'll have to meet her at some point.
I want to find out if she's single or not. She probably isn't. She's probably married to some dodgy bloke.
All the good ones are taken, though.
Wayne, could you change the camera, please?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Ruby.
Oh, SK Crafts is in.
Oh, he's in the background.
Hi, Steve. Oh,
Good evening.
Hey, Steve.
Good evening.
Hey, Steve.
How is everyone?
Very well.
Not too bad.
all right, Steve. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, bud. I'm all right.
Hey, Marie.
I'm all right, boy.
It be right.
Evening, chat. Hope everybody's well.
I'll do for that. I'll just refine this edge a bit here. I've got a bit of a flat spot on the top there. I'll just refine that curve a little bit. And the same the other way. Right, I'll just take that in the center there. Just so I can see what sort of size I've got for the, need that bit off as well.
Oh, TJ Turning is, I think it's a question to Steve, though. Can you confirm if you're doing a live tomorrow?
Yes, I am, Terry. 1 o'clock.
Mark Stroughton's in.
Oh, that's just around about the right size there. That was a good guess, wasn't it?
Pure skill. Pure skill, sir.
It's like you've done it before or something.
Yeah.
Just once or twice.
Right.
Oh,
So,
JP saying, don't forget your thumbs up, chaps.
Yeah. What's in it?
for the end grain, and like I said, now, do you need that zoomed in a bit, or is that okay?
That's okay, because you're going to be, if you zoom it in, you're going to block it out, I think.
Okay.
Howard's got a question. He says he's thinking of getting...
Hang on a minute, Mark. I'm just going to take this in a wee bit. Come on. That'll do.
Okay.
Okay.
Question from Harold. He's thinking of getting a thin parting tool, about 2mm, just for lidded boxes, to help in getting the lid body grain match. Any reason he should not?
No reason at all. The only thing that you've got to remember with the thin parting tools, like this one, which I think is what you're talking about, is that it doesn't have a diamond profile like that one. Now that one's got a diamond profile, so it's wider in the middle than it is at the ends, which means when you're parting off with one of these, you've actually got clearance when you're parting off. When you're parting off with a straight parting tool like this one, you've actually got to make the gap wider so you don't catch the parting tool when you're actually parting.
Glenn's in.
Hey, Glenn. So again, coming back to the straws, this part here is represented by this part here on the straw. So this is the end grain, and what you're trying to do when you're clearing out end grain is actually push down on the end grain, and it's quite tough when you do that. You can do it just by going in towards the center, but again, you're putting the bevel on first, then you're bringing the handle round till you start the cut, and then you're going in.
Bob Crawford's in. Hi, Bob.
The other thing you can do is just use a Forstner bit in a drill, like that, to drill down into it. That works as well. Or you can actually use the spindle gouge as a drill. So what you've got to do is set your tool rest up so your spindle gouge is horizontal as it's going in. And you go in at the center and very gently start to push in. And then what you do, what's called a back cut. Now, I don't recommend doing this cut when I'm turning bowls because it can be quite dangerous, but it's not too bad on boxes and things. So what you do is you go in, and then to do the back cut, you start bringing the handle around, and you're cutting back out the way. And then you can go in again. You can actually drill quite a deep hole. Tool rest is just not quite at the right height.
So that's using a spindle gouge, is it, Wayne?
Yeah, that's just using a spindle gouge. I'm not using a hollowing tool or anything. For something this big, because this is only... It's only about 2 inches deep.
It's also called back hollowing, isn't it?
Yeah, back cut or back hollowing. It works very well. It gives you a nice clean cut. You've just got to be gentle with it.
I believe Mike Walsh uses this cut a lot, doesn't he?
I got taught how to do this by a wood turner called Jamie Walwyn. Now, Jamie Walwyn was one of the owners of Craft Supplies way back when Craft Supplies was at a place called Miller's Dale, not far from Buxton in Derbyshire. And I had a couple of lessons with Jamie way back when in the late 80s, early 90s. In fact, I think it was the late 80s. And it was him that taught me how to do this cut.
So Douglas Munham is saying, did somebody say Yorkshire grit?
Now, again, on a box this sort of size, you don't really need to have a swan neck to clean in around the shoulders, because you can actually take the tool all the way over and just clean out.
Fenrica Woodstuff's in. Wayne, you've got 97 in.
Oh, grand, excellent. Thanks, guys.
So close.
Absolutely right, cuz if you do say Yorkshire grit 3 times, Glenn appears.
Joe Senior, the next quiz. We're waiting for a final answer from one of the contestants, but we're hoping to go for the 15th of January.
Mike, the Midnight Joker's in.
Good evening.
Oh, that'll be Glyn's birthday then, Steve.
Will it?
We'll all have to sing to him.
Ooh, Mrs. That could put him off.
It's supposed to be a happy time. He doesn't want us singing.
No, believe me, when you get to Glyn's age, you didn't know nothing happy about birthdays.
He can always turn his hearing aid off, can't he?
Can I just point out, Glyn? I did not say that. It was not me.
He knows I love him, really.
It's mine a week before Glyn's.
Is it?
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. I'll do him a private dance.
All right, that's the inside of that hollowed out. Oh no, I can take plenty more of that yet. Sorry about that.
Thanks, Glyn.
Right, we'll get that sanded. Now what I will do is I'll just put a parting line on this so I know where I'm going to part off. Just so I can get it sanded properly.
Scott's backstage.
Evening, Scott.
Evening, Scott.
Driving
So
up.
JP's just mentioned the Virtual Craft Festival on the 30th of January. All 16 spots have been filled, and we do have a glass blower.
Oh, excellent.
Ooh.
Superb.
Right, now the reason I put that part and cut in there, well, I'll just show you. Right, so I've just started putting the part and cut in here. That's so I can actually get it sanded right down to the bottom. If I sanded it all the way down to the bottom, then put the part and cut in, I'd start getting furry bits up here. I can actually sand them off now, seeing as how I've done that.
How you doing, Scott?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
All sorted, mate?
Yes. Secret Santa presents delivered. Border motorway driving.
Goody gumdrops.
Yes. That was fun.
That's 120.
Hi, JP.
That's 180. I
Good
did
point,
actually
Harold.
240 somewhere.
Good point. If Dale was in, there would have been mention of furry bits.
Always.
Oh, we do like furry bits.
Can't beat a bit of furry bits.
No.
I was just thinking furry bits. Oh, suit you, sir.
That's what she said.
You were, Mrs.
Douglas, Dale's fine. He's just been extremely busy with work.
Yeah, very
Oh,
busy.
yeah.
Massively busy time for him this time of year.
He's off to
They've got
feed the gerbils in the server room.
Yeah.
The company he works for has got a massive rollout of a new product, a new service, so he's at the forefront of it.
Right. I don't know if I asked if to make a decision on colouring. Do you want to see colouring or not?
Ooh.
I don't think you.
The green in this will take some very, very good colour.
See,
Don't
Glim,
think you asked.
Give us a thumbs up in the chat if you want to see some colouring.
I've got mine up.
go on, it's Christmas.
And everybody's
Colour.
going to go,
Colour, ruby colour, ruby
Colour.
colour,
Ruby
He's
colour,
colour.
piece of wood.
Oh, JP
Nice.
says colour the lid. Colour, colour, colour,
JP, I'm putting an inlay in the lid. Right, so,
colour,
colour.
colour. Yeah,
Colour.
pretty much everyone's going with colour.
Good.
We ain't going to
So-
colour
Yeah.
Colour. Oh,
Don't
look
listen
what
to
I've
us, though.
done. I've put Yorkshire grit on it. Well,
Oh no.
it. Dun, dun.
Wayne, does that mean you won't be able to colour it?
no.
Martin at Woody Creations give you a super chat, Wayne. He says colour it.
Cheers, Martin.
Michael has a party's in. Evening, Michael.
No. Good morning, Michael. How the devil are you?
Morning. Yes.
Where's Michael?
Michael's in Australia.
Ah.
So he's on Christmas Eve then.
Yeah, he always tends to. He comments on my YouTubes all the time, and he always tends to miss the lives and catch them up later. But he did say he was going to get into this one, and I think he said he was going to try and get in Christmas Day as well.
Cool.
Harold, you got it the other way around, mate. You know,
Yeah.
you guys can't spell colour.
We invented it, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our language, you just don't use it right.
Proper
Americanism. You don't use it proper.
Proper, like
Wayne,
what we does.
We got 101 in,
Excellent. Cheers, guys.
but only 43 thumbs. So come on,
Oh.
guys.
That's a shame. That's disgusting.
The Yorkshire Git is asking, can you colour over grit, Wayne?
Yes, you can, Glyn, funnily enough.
And to answer Glyn's comment earlier about me blowing my Secret Santa cover, no, because I delivered 2. One I'm helping someone, and one is my actual Secret Santa.
Right, so what you do, once you've used Yorkshire Grit, all the abrasive is gone, and basically all that's left onto the surfaces has been rubbed in a little bit is maybe some mineral oil and a bit of wax. So if you want to colour over Yorkshire Grit, the thing is with this is now at a finish of around about 1,000 grit. So if you just use some methylated spirits, or if you're in the States or other parts of the world, denatured alcohol, rub that over, and that will take off any excess of anything that's been left from the grit. Give that a chance to flash off.
Yeah, only with the help of the French and the Germans.
What's that?
Harold says, remember we ran the British off once already. I said, yeah, only with the help of the French and the Germans.
Yeah, and you still didn't learn anything. Right, so I'm using Ruby from Hampshire Sheen intrinsic colour range. I'm not putting black on and then sanding it off. I'm just using the Ruby straight onto the wood.
Wibby, do you mean aluminium?
No, now hang on. Forget about the argument about aluminium. No, because we actually started the thing with aluminum. It was a Brit guy that started the thing with aluminum.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah,
He needs a slap.
Sounds
we
complicated.
have to. We can give them that one. But tomatoes, potatoes,
Exactly.
colour, humour,
Humour,
pallor,
humour.
humour,
Rumor.
humour, funny stuff.
But
I find that hard to believe.
Boom, boom.
Well, they actually changed the English dictionary and Americanized it. They paid somebody to do that so that it was American, not English.
Ah.
Right.
See.
So I've got the ruby on, and you can see it's taken in certain parts of the grain, hasn't taken in others. What I'll do, I'm going to knock this back with one of the orange web brass things. Just knock
Caribbean.
back a wee bit.
What's that you're using, Wayne?
It's one of the web brass pads,
Okay.
the
Available
orange
from
one.
Chestnut, aren't they?
Available from Chestnut Products. They come in green, which is I think about 240. Purple, which is about 600. Orange, which is sort of between 1,000 and 1,200, and white, which is something just over 2,000.
Robin
that's-
Thorogood's in. Hi, Robin.
That's taken some of the colour back, so I will put another coat on, and this is going to strengthen certainly the parts that have already had it on.
Glyn's put, we let them use the language unsupervised, so it's our fault.
That's true.
Robert Darwin says, I think the clue might be in the title. The English language.
That's also true.
Just imagine if it weren't for boats, it wouldn't be America.
Ships.
Pardon?
Ships.
Ships. Ships. Oh, ships.
Ships,
Sorry,
not
this
boats.
is- oh, sorry. Misheard.
No, ships.
Ships floating.
Water.
And now I've just put some acrylic sand and sealer on. I'm just going to take the excess off that. A bit of the stain will come off. I probably should have dried this with a hot air gun first. It doesn't really matter. There's not that much coming off.
Hodgepodge says, can't we all just get along?
Of course
Yes,
we can, Hodgepodge.
it's all in good humour.
We are your
Don't mean
friends across the pond.
That was humour spelled HUMOUR.
Oh dear. Sorry, I had to feed you that one. Didn't
You set them up, mate. I'll hit them home.
All right, I'm just going to finish this off with some microcrystalline wax.
I always wondered what happened to Ian Botham. I know now, Chris.
Rex B's in. Hi, Rex.
Evening, Rex.
Evening, Rex.
Glyn's put, I've got a shirt older than America.
105, Wayne.
Excellent.
Nice.
So there we are. That's the box done. Sorry, the bottom of the box done. And as you can see, seeing as how it's got all that ripple in, is it showing up? Oh, it is showing up. The stain's actually picked up better in some parts than others, which is one of the nice reasons, or one of the reasons that I do like staining woods that are rippled and burred. So what I'll
wood
do,
is it, mate?
sorry, it's
What
ash.
wood is it? Ash.
It's ash. Yeah. What I'll do now, I'll put the lid on. No, I won't. I'll put the lid in the chuck. See how we're doing for size on this. A little bit to come off that. Another one of these things that I've got to creep up on.
Billy Burt says the ruby isn't very red. I think the U fell out of the colour.
Are you working over Christmas, Chris, or are you off?
No, I'm done now, mate. I'm done until the new year.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
All right for some.
In fairness, in 30 years, this is probably the third or fourth Christmas I've had off.
I got Christmas Day.
Oh, you're
Woo.
doing Christmas Day, are you?
I'm annual leave on Christmas Day.
Get in.
So what bonus did you get up to, Scott?
What?
What bonus did it get up to for Christmas Day?
I didn't look. I think it's double plus 250.
All right.
I know tomorrow my shift's double plus 150. That's why I'm doing it.
Oh,
Cuz has
Cuz is
gotta
off.
go.
Good night, Cuz.
Cheers,
See you later,
Cuz.
cars. Got to save up for my new lathe somehow.
Did anyone else get a picture of, like, little Timmy with his bucket going, I've got to save up for my new lathe? Please, sir. Please, sir, can I have a lathe?
Wayne, Harold
Don't
Golden's
tell
got a
the
question.
Yep.
If you cut the lid to fit tight today, will the
Yep.
wood change over time and fit too tightly, say tomorrow?
It shouldn't do as long as I get the right. Sorry, I'll quantify that or qualify that, I should say. What tends to happen, even with wood that is dry, once you take it in the house, it is going to pick up the humidity of the house. So even for wood that is dry, it'll probably still move. So what you tend to find is that as long as the lid is in the grain orientation between the base and the top, as long as it's in the grain orientation, it should fit. You will find that once you start turning the lid, so it's out of grain orientation, it may well become tighter or it may well become slacker.
Slacker. Good
Slacker.
word.
That's got to be an English word, ain't it? Slacker.
Slack.
Yeah,
Say
it
it
is.
again.
Yeah.
Say it again, Wayne.
Slacker.
Slacker.
Yeah.
That's slacker, not
Yeah.
not the double P.
I've just made a French, but I'm not bothered.
So the answer to your question, Harold, is yes, it will be loose.
Oh no, it won't.
But with a couple of wraps of duct tape, it will be fine.
Now what I want to do is just get the knot lined up like that. That's fine as well. Grand.
Hodgepodge says, what size gouge is that? As in, what size is the diameter of the bar? How you should measure it.
Right. Right. This is classed as a 3/8 spindle gouge. The bar is 1/2 inch. Because in the UK, and that's the same with ball gouges, in the UK, we measure the gouges across the flute. We don't measure them across the diameter of the bar. In America, they measure them across the diameter of the bar. In the UK, this is a 1/2 inch ball gouge. In America, it's a 5/8 ball gouge.
Rex B says, Wayne sent you an email for your address. I hope to send Wood Chunks care package, China Berry and others to share from across the pond.
Oh, cheers, Rex.
He says it's a way to say thank you for all you do, as little Timmy got all my money for a new lathe.
Rex, I sent you my email last week after you sent me the email.
Yorkshire Grit, the Yorkshire Git says that's a tiny organ. It's never been played in a cathedral before.
What's he on about?
The flute.
Oh, right.
I reckon JP's still playing Footloose on loop, I reckon, in the workshop.
He had that on this morning.
I know,
Yeah.
he's got on loop, I think.
He's had it on about 3 or 4 times today.
Do you not think that's because he's got 2 left feet?
Oh,
That's a bit harsh. That's a bit
every
harsh.
summer he has to have a new pair of flip flips.
You can't say that, mate. His left foot's
Flip-flops.
perfectly fine. The right foot, however, is footloose.
Hodgepodge says that's a great American film right there.
Baz is in the house. Hi, Baz. How you doing, bud?
Bonjour,
Hey,
Barry.
Hey, Baz.
bonjour, Paris.
JP's put, I've got no left foot. It's knackered.
Oh, what's that one? I've got nothing against your left foot, but unfortunately, neither do you.
Hi, Paul Smith.
Back up over 100 in the chat.
Right.
I've got Michael Bublé going around in my head.
It's Christmas.
I know.
I've got a
Same
little
time you
monkey
do,
with
mate.
symbols.
JP's put, speaking of knackered, the French are here.
JP, do it properly. It's le knackered.
Le knackered.
Huey's in the house.
Hi, Huey. How you doing, bud?
Yo, yo.
Ugh.
Yeah, Rex, you're better off putting it down as gift. If you put it down as a gift, you don't normally have to pay income or
Yeah.
duty charges on it.
It's an import tax.
Yeah,
Rex,
and
he's have to pay.
if it's over £50 as well, if it's valued over 50 quid, there'll be duty on it as well.
Yeah. So value it under and put it as a gift.
Yeah, write gift all over it. If I send anything to the States, I write gift all over it with a black marker pen.
Well, I won some flap discs from Benchmark Abrasives
Mhm.
and ended up paying 22 quid custom charge on it.
Ouch.
Yes.
Well, I bought
Even
some-
if you, Rex, even if you described it as wood burl, if you didn't have the word gift on there, they would say that that was a product that you were sending, and it will
This one.
incur import duty,
Yeah, 'cause I think Wayne's
import
bought it.
tax.
Yeah, I ordered some 50mm sanding pads from China because it worked out cheap. By the time I paid the duty on it, it worked out nearly double the amount I could have gotten from in the UK.
Rex has also said he put the value as $200. That's why he's got to pay 60 euros as import duty.
Because they think they've bought it, don't they? That's what it is. They think they've bought it
Yeah.
from outside the country.
Yeah.
So the Yorkshire Git says send it before the 31st of December. I completely agree with you, mate.
Yeah, coming out the UK.
I think getting stuff into the country in the new year is going to be difficult to begin with.
Yeah. I think what makes you laugh is when they charge customers. They didn't charge you to have it delivered as well, don't they?
Yeah.
But you should have my email anyway, Rex. I did send it to you last week. I think it was last week or the week before when you sent the email across. Now, this is going to mark the tenon on the lid. I'm not overly concerned about that. If I was doing this as a piece that I was going to sell, I would probably do it different. But it is another one of Jamie's practice pieces.
Yes, you would, Harold. Mark it down as being less than £50 in value. Mark it as a gift.
Right, it's a wee bit off. I'm not bothered about that either.
$118. Apparently, talking about import taxes is a good thing.
Same as turning Christmas angels.
Yes. When you decide they are angels.
I paid loads. Yeah, but it was for Mark, so it had to be a Christmas fairy.
Ruby's got a question for you, Wayne.
Yeah.
It's a very good question. I'm glad she's asked it. So will you be. Why not mount it in the base? I know the
Because the answer to that is I've done a French fit on the base, and if you don't know what a French fit is, it's too loose.
As in Toulouse.
Otherwise, if I'd been more careful, I could have used the base as a jam chuck, but it is far too loose.
How'd you spell mistletoe?
Scott's giving you a super chat. And
thank you, Scott.
JP says I owe you for a super chat. He can't do it at the moment because he's lost his bank card.
But who reckons Vicky spent all his money and thrown it away?
Ruby suggested a little tissue would fix that, right?
Yeah. Yes, tissues do help for things like that.
Thanks for that.
Hodgepodge says, Wayne, in my next video, I give you a shout out because I made a wood drilling post similar to the one you've shown on your channel.
All right. Cheers, Robert.
110 in.
Bobby
Excellent.
Turner's just turned up.
Good evening, Adrian.
She's not in the chat, but Wendy's watching you on the TV.
Hi, Wendy.
Good evening, Wendy. Even if you're on the TV, don't forget to do the thumbs up.
I think she's had a busy day, bless her, hasn't she?
She has. She's only just got home, bless her.
Oh.
People like Wendy we need in the country, keeping the country going.
For anybody that doesn't know, Wendy is a fantastic post lady. She delivers all our post for us.
Well,
She
she
doesn't
doesn't
deliver
look mine.
Well, she doesn't deliver mine either, but, you know. I was
Well, I
speaking
know
metaphorically as a population. She's the postess with the mostess.
Now, what I'll do with this, I'll grit it and colour it, and then I'll try and get it cleaned out, ready to put an inlay in. Now, the other thing with colouring as well, and people do ask this as well. Now, sometimes they'll say when they're using either spirit stains or water-based stains like the intrinsic colours, sometimes they'll find dark patches on the end grain and lighter patches on the side grain. That's because anything is going to soak into the end grain. I'll put my straws down, I can't find them.
Andy's in from AH Bespoke. Hi, Andy.
Evening, Andy.
Bonjour, Andy.
The end grain is, again, if you imagine the grain of wood being like a bunch of straws like this, if you put a colour or a stain onto the end grain, it's just going to soak straight in. So it'll look darker, whereas it can't soak in very well on the side grain. And that's why sometimes it'll look lighter.
Glenn's got another question for you.
Yeah.
Can you colour over Yorkshire Grit?
Yes,
Yes.
Funny you should say that.
Oh, Jigsy's got his first premiere tonight, starting at 10 p.m.
Nice.
Cool.
Shall I find the link? See if I can chuck the link in.
Yeah, see if you can find it, Mark. How are we doing on time, guys?
Just gone 5-2, mate.
Oh, my life. I better get a shift on.
Hey, you're running a bit slow tonight.
I've got a chat room to get organised. Right, do you want an inlay in the top or do you not want us to bother, seeing as how I'm running out of time?
It's up to you, mate. Short show.
Yeah, you do whatever, mate.
Right, here's the link. Here's the link for Jigsy's premiere. Have at it.
Right, I've coloured it, so I'm not going to do an inlay. I'll leave inlay.
Tonage to bars in. Hi, Tonage.
Good evening.
I'll leave inlay in for another time. I think that's the challenge on the Woodturning 360 for January, so I'll probably do one for that, and I'll probably do it live. Now, I've just swapped these jaws over, and I've just noticed that they are running out of true. So that's probably why that was running out of true, but not to worry. It doesn't really matter because it's finished now.
Bonjour, Tonage.
I think his name's Daniel, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it?
So JP would like to know, can you colour over Yorkshire Grit microfine?
Yes, because you use the same process. And you can use oil over the top of it as well. And you can lacquer over the top of it as well. And you can use super glue over the top of Yorkshire Grit as well.
Okay.
Is there anything you can't do over the top of Yorkshire Grit?
I'll leave that to your imagination, Mark. I'm not going there.
Just my imagination
You're a bit sore, aren't you?
running away with me.
But if you are going to go and do anything else over the top of Yorkshire Grit, just remember to use sand and sealer first.
Fair point. Well made.
Can you add wood over Yorkshire Grit? Yes, yes, you can.
JP wants to know, can you use Mark's juice over Yorkshire Grit?
That's OB Shine Juice. OB Shine Juice before anybody says anything.
It's a new juice.
Yeah, Mark actually uses Yorkshire Grit microfine on his pole to make it smooth. Make it nice and shiny and smooth.
Here we go. Really?
Followed by a bit of microcrystalline just to make it less friction.
Yeah. It always never works when friction burns. Ooh. Ooh, my eyes are watering thinking about it.
Huey, you're an animal. How can you use deep heat over Yorkshire Grit?
That will sting. That will sting, won't it?
Yeah, but he might be rubbing his Yorkshire Grit in, you know, when he's got the old aches and pains because he's getting old now. Might be using it as a massage thingy.
Let's see if I can line this grain up.
What about Marmite? Can you use Marmite over Yorkshire grit? There's controversy.
Strawberry jam. Doug wants to know if you can use strawberry jam.
Hodgepodge says my juice doesn't normally go on wood.
Right. There
Don't
we
worry
go.
about you, Doug. Doug Miller.
Come on. Work. No, that's the wrong one.
Wayne, do you mind if I put a link in for my premiere tomorrow night?
No, you carry on.
So I'm doing a premiere tomorrow night because the bed's not doing a invade tomorrow night. I'm going to do a premiere at 9 o'clock. So if people want to pop over and have a chat,
You should do it a bit earlier if you want, Steve, because I'm not doing a live.
no, I'm going to do it at 9, mate. I did change it. I did have it at 8 o'clock and then I changed it, but I'll do it for 9. That's the first part of the snow globe make. So.
Oh, grand. I've been looking forward to that. Right then, guys. I'll let you see that nice wee box out of ash.
Brent Beecross asked, do you need to use mineral spirits wipe before the colour or oil or lacquer? I think he means after the Yorkshire grit.
Right, after the Yorkshire grit, certainly when you steal, what I tend to do when I'm staining after Yorkshire grit is use methylated spirits or denatured alcohol. That's what I tend to use, just to wipe any excess off the surface. Then I would stain it. If I was using paint over the top of Yorkshire grit, I'd use the same process, but then I'd put a sanding sealer on the wood. And the reason I do that is because I've found with paints, sanding sealer acts like a primer. And that's the only reason I use it. So there it is. I'm
Beautiful,
hoping
that is.
the grain
That's
is
lovely.
Very nice. Really like that.
And the usual, I like making these shapes of tops. You can do lots with them. I could actually put a couple of bands in there and use likes of copper powder, aluminium powder, things like this. I could actually put some texturing on the top. The plan was to take a bit out of the middle and put some burr elm in there. But this shape of lid, actually, you can do a hell of a lot of different things with it, with this shape of lid. Right, I'm going to bring the guys in so we can say ta-ra, because some of these people you probably won't get to see or hear until after Christmas. I'm going to be back on Friday, on Christmas Day at lunchtime, just having a bit to mess about in the shop for an hour or so. So you're more than welcome to come in if you're around about and you're trying to get out of the way of the outlaws and things like this. You're more than welcome.
I'll probably be there with you, worming for you.
Yeah, Mark will probably be in.
Wayne, you got a question from Huey.
Yeah.
He says, Wayne, is your soup freshly pressed for tomorrow night? Oh, and are the reindeers fed and watered?
What's happening tomorrow night?
just another day, Wayne. Don't worry about it.
So, something happening I don't know about.
No, nothing important anyway, Wayne.
Nah.
Anyway.
Sherry, all I say to that is he knows how to keep a secret.
Have you done anything with Milliput? No, but I've got some. I've got some freebies from the Milliput guys at Make the Central last year, and I still haven't used it.
Yeah, don't spoil my illusion. I still believe in Father Christmas.
Well, I'm not spoiling your illusion. I just wanted to know who they were talking about because I've got no idea.
He's in disguise. He's undercover, isn't he?
He is. He hides it well. Come on, let's face it. Okay, so
tell you the truth, if I did go out tomorrow night, I'd be done for being drunk in charge of a reindeer.
Well, we just got to look at the clue stats. We have a chap with a big white beard in a workshop. Just saying. Okay? And he's busy just before Christmas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What am I doing? The elves.
Chris, what am I doing now?
Are you patting an elf's head?
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. What, do you want to meet one?
Do you want to meet an elf? Hang on.
Oh, dear.
Right, I'm off, guys. Okay.
Oh.
If you're not in on Christmas Day, have a bloody good day. Whatever the hell's going on in your life, whatever the hell's going on with this shitty bloody virus, have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be in. For those of you not coming in, Merry Christmas, and I really mean that. I'm actually thinking about having a week off next week. I'm not sure yet. I will tell everybody on Friday on whether I'm going to have a week off or not. I think I've only missed 3 lives since I started doing these at the beginning of the virus, and I've done extras as well. So I might have a week off next week. I'm not sure yet. I probably won't.
See, week off, he needs to recover from all them
Hang on,
countries.
hang on. Here, right.
The world
hang on,
had just
hang on.
stopped spinning.
No, hang on. That was a week off. That's it. I've had it.
I like it.
Right, I'm off, guys. Enjoy the rest of the season. I will be back next week. No idea what I'm doing, but I'll be here. That's what you call blind ears. No idea. Do you in the eyes? No idea. Night all.
Take care, guys.